Correct, no? 17? 77. 77. It's a very glorious occasion. Somehow we're fortunate. We have such great personalities amongst us. To get their darshan, to get their mercy in various ways, you have to be fortunate. Maybe in future people will say, oh, these people saw Prabhupada's disciples. So, we're very fortunate, I think. So it's a day where we remember the personality. In the morning also I was hearing Maharaj's glorification from his disciples. And list down in various ways how we can be grateful, or how we are grateful to these great personalities. Today also we'll discuss about one glorious Vaishnava, and through that we can learn as disciples, as devotees, how we should serve our superiors. So let's begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Jnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kamaryam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudavadakapalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarvanarayanatmikam Tam Sajivam Savadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Saganarita Shri Shakhanam Sya Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhinami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatradesharini Vamshakarunakarum Yascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Adhitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurabhishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute
नवरात्रि आदे वृंदावनेश्वरी कृष्णानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Once I come late will not understand today's class. It's all building up. Without the background, past time is very difficult to understand. One of my favorite subjects, which I like to study and speak, is glories of the Acharyas. Because every time I study the life sketch of an Acharya and speak their glories, I personally feel very inspired. It gives a lot of enthusiasm to practice bhakti. Because these Acharyas, they have lived their life in such an exemplary way that just by reading that we get inspired to practice devotional service, specifically Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. And also at the same time we get hope and we become confident also that we're connected to the right parampara. Every Acharya in our parampara is very, very glorious. They're not ordinary for sure. Let's discuss about one such Acharya and see how we can get inspired to come to the platform of Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service. This is in the place of Orissa, a place called Danteshwar, in Mignapur district, almost touching Bengal. So there was a family, their profession was distributing milk. Shadagopa, this is what they were called as. Basically a class of Shudras. So the head of the family, his name was Krishna Mandal, and his wife's name was Durika Dasi. So these two personalities, nice devotees, they were praying to the Lord for a child. And every time the child would take birth, unfortunately, the child would die. So many such incidences took place, and both Krishna Mandal and Durika Mataji, they both were very sad, very sad. Only such parents can tell what is the feeling when their offspring is dying. Every time they beget one, that personality is no more with them. Oh, very difficult to digest what it is. What the feeling will be of such a parent. But then one time, successfully one baby survived. And since the child survived, therefore they were thinking we should give a name to him, which will melt the heart of Yamaraj, so that Yamaraj does not come and take him away. Krishna Bhakta Bada Chatur. They were thinking what name to give. And finally they decided we'll give him a name. And his name was Dukhi. So just by hearing the name Dukhi, Yamaraj will be reminded that so many his elder brothers and sisters have died. So I should spare this boy. Therefore they named him as Dukhi. Now this personality Dukhi, he appeared approximately 1 year after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from this planet. I don't know if you understand also what it means. Just 1 year later, this person has taken birth. If you would have taken birth 1 year before, you could have got Sakshat Darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This personality is of the same generation of Narottam Das Thakur. See, Narottam Das Thakur, he expresses his mode of separation in his song. Jayanilo Premadhan Karuna Prachu Keno Prabhu Kodha Gila Acharya Thakur feeling that great misfortune, Narottam Das Thakur is singing. Where did Advaita Acharya go? Where did he go? And then he lists down many other personalities. And finally, he says, Pashane Kutibo Matha Anale Pashibo Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kothagele Pavo. But devotee was singing this. The other senior devotee was shedding tears, hearing this song. Then he said, after looking at him, I realized what is the intensity of this song. I was singing like a bathroom singer. He was saying. Here, Narottam Das Thakur is saying that I'll smash my head on the rock and I'll die. Or I'll enter into the fire. It's for them, they're feeling that dying, entering the fire, or breaking one's own head will be much better than bearing the pain of separation from Gauranga. He asked him, where is Gauranga? Where is Gauranga? So this was the mood of these devotees, who were second generation devotees after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This was their mood, where they were feeling so much of separation, and they would cry, and they would curse themselves why I took birth just like this, just after a year. I should have taken birth before. So Dukhi also, it was the same mood. One wonderful thing that I found while doing little research. On the upbringing of Dukhi, when I was doing the research on upbringing of Dukhi, I found this wonderful thing. See, Dukhi was the life and soul of his parents. Just imagine after so many kids died, then this boy has taken birth. It's the life and soul of his parents. And what were the parents doing to inspire him? They would speak the glories of Chaitanya and Nityananda to inspire this child. This is real parenting. They would speak about the glories of Acharyas, and Dukhi would hear the glories of Gaur Nitai and the Acharyas. It's very unfortunate in the age of Kali Yuga, even devotees or sadhakas, they inspire their kids that you should become a better Shudra, better Mlecha, better Yavan. You should serve the best meat eater in the world possible. Yes. Very unfortunate. But those sadhaka parents who understand the importance of human form, they will inspire the kids that you become a good devotee. I've met some parents, very glorious ones. They tell us, Prabhuji, please bless him. And I said, what I should bless? Please bless him that he should become a nice devotee. I said, what about his job? What about his career? Act and all is okay, that Krishna will take care, but he should become a good devotee. So important is, the kids should become great devotees and contribute to the mission. The rest, everything will come according to one's own karma. That is a fact. It will come according to one's own karma. Therefore, the aspiration of parents should be like this, as that of Krishna Mandal and Durika Mataji. How wonderfully they are aspiring and inspiring their kid by glorifying Gaur Nitai and the Acharyas. It's actually a great responsibility of parents to deliver their kids from the cycle of birth and death. It is described that parent is not a parent who cannot deliver their kids from the cycle of birth and death. Very heavy responsibility. Very heavy. You all pray that I should remain a monk. I cannot take up such big responsibility. Very difficult. Very difficult. If we get delivered, that itself is a big thing. Yes. But anyways, glorious are the parents who inspire the kids to become pure devotees of the Lord. That's how you see Gaur Mohan Dev, Srila Prabhupada's father. Whenever any sage would come, any saint would come to their house, what would Gaur Mohan Dev ask them to bless Abhay Charan? What was the blessing that he was asking? So that he becomes the servant, please bless him so that he becomes the servant of Srimati Radharani. This was the prayer that he would expect and request from the saints who come home. Glorious are such parents. And this boy was glorious right from childhood. Dukhi was glorious right from childhood. Right from childhood, he was gifted with marvelous memory. See, when it comes to personalities taking birth in a Shudra family, they're not expected to have such strong memory and all that. But then he had marvelous memory. To the extent that once he studies, he'll remember. He studied the entire Sanskrit, the nook and corner of it, in a very, very short time. And it is described that he was very, very sober, very calm. He would not waste time in playing. He would not go and play with other kids. Any example from Bhagavatam? Allah. Any example from Panathur Center? Prahlad Maharaj was like that. No playing. Only focusing on devotional service. See, but we shouldn't expect our kids to become suddenly Prahlad and Dukhi and things like that. They'll actually become Dukhi from within. If you don't allow them to play. Because these great personalities are great right from childhood. But our kids, we want them to become great with time. Yes. Therefore, whenever I meet kids, I ask them, are you playing sufficiently? Not on mobile, outside on the street or in the playground. Playing is very important for kids, but then these great personalities, look at them. Right from childhood, a born philosopher, no playing. Only focusing on devotional service. And see, when it comes to the family of Shudras, naturally they will not have inclination towards Shastric study, rituals. No. But this personality had great inclination. Dukhi had a great inclination towards Shastric study, towards worshipping the Lord, various different rituals. And looking at this inclination, his parents were inspiring him. You choose a guru. According to Shastra, Shudras don't take Diksha. But then here the parents were inspiring, you have this inclination, you choose a guru and continue practicing devotional service. So this goes on to say that one's own caste, creed, or one's own family, I mean the birth, it does not matter when it comes to devotional service. If someone is inclined, he can surely progress, he can surely advance. And here he was a teenager, but he was already fixed in his heart who is his guru. And his guru's name, he would say, my guru is Hriday Chaitanya. And who is Hriday Chaitanya? He stays in Ambika Karnam. Whose disciple Hriday Chaitanya is? Gauridas Pandit's disciple. So Dukhi is aspiring from whom? Hriday Chaitanya. Hriday Chaitanya's guru's name? Gauridas Pandit. And Gauridas Pandit stayed in which place? Ambika Karnam. Again I'll ask. More names are going to come. So he decided that I have to go there and serve my guru. That's it. Hriday Chaitanya. See, if you want to understand the glories of a personality, you should understand the glories of his guru also. And to understand the glories of the guru, you should understand the glories of Param Guru also. So Param Guru here in this line is Gauridas Pandit. And Gauridas Pandit was next level. Gauridas Pandit, he was from Orissa, but then he settled in a place called Ambika Karnam in the Lavdweep area. That place is still there. And when he shifted from Orissa to this place, there was a person who walked behind him and his name was Hridayananda. And Hridayananda came and he stayed with Gauridas Pandit. And Gauridas Pandit has a very special temple. And that temple is special because the deities which are present there, they are non-different from the Gauranga and Nityananda. Non-different. It is described that in the past time, Gaur Nitai came to that temple, or Gaur Nitai came to Gauridas Pandit's house, and Gauridas Pandit was like, no, you stay back. And there, Gaur Nitai, they created their own replica in front of Gauridas, and they said, now we will go. But then Gauridas had this desire, no, you stay back, let the deities go. Deities started going, he's like, no, you stay back and let these people go. And like this, finally, it's very difficult to understand who stayed back. But these deities are non-different from Gauranga, that's the point. And when we visit the temple of Ambika Karna, you will also see that there are some palm leaves on which Bhagavad Gita shlokas are written. And it is believed that those shlokas were written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I was fortunate to see those palm trees. Very beautiful energy. And then next thing that is there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in a boat to Ambika Kalna, crossing the river. So while rowing the boat, he had an oar, that stick, that oar. So that is also still there in that temple. And there is a special tamarind tree below which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gauridas Pandit they sat and discussed Shastra. Very special place, Ambika Kalna. So one day in Ambika Kalna there was ecstatic kirtan. And personally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu were present there. Gauridas were present. Now there are different versions of this, but then after doing a further research, I found one authentic source from which I am speaking this last time. So personally, Gauranga and Nityananda are dancing in the kirtan. Kirtan is ecstatic. And here, Gauridas Pandit, he had a pujari. The pujari was about to start his worship in the altar. And hearing the ecstatic kirtan, the deities Gauranga, they jumped in the kirtan. And they started jumping and dancing in the kirtan. And Gauridas Pandit became very furious. He said, "You're supposed to be in the altar. We're supposed to serve you." He took a stick and ran behind the Gauridas. Please don't try all this at home. You'll be sent to hell forever. But these personalities, they have love for Krishna. They have so much of love that they can do this, take a stick and run behind the deities. Now what happened is that two sets of Gaurnitai dancing in the kirtan. Four personalities. And looking at the stick of Gauridas, all four of them, they got scared. Because all four of them are the same personalities. Whom he will be, you'll never know. So one set jumped back to the altar. And one set of Gaurnitai, they jumped in the heart of Hridayananda. And Hridayananda, who followed Gauridas from Odisha, he became so ecstatic. You can imagine if Gaurnitai jumping in someone's heart, what would the situation of that person? And he fainted in ecstasy. And from that day onwards, Gauridas Pandit gave him the name Hriday Chaitanya. That personality, in whose heart Lord Chaitanya took shelter, his name is Hriday Chaitanya. And in this way, we see that our Dukhi, he had heard about Hriday Chaitanya all these pastimes. So you can imagine the purity of Hriday Chaitanya, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took shelter of this great personality. Therefore, many times when we talk about we have to get purified, it's not that we want to get purified because we become very happy. We want to become purified so that this body is not just a mere mortal body, but this body will become a temple. It will become a temple where the lordships can personally reside in this body. Therefore, we keep this body clean, we put tilak, we're getting ready, we're making this body ready so that Lord personally resides in this body. And when Lord personally resides in this body, there's no more a mortal body, there's a spiritualized body. And those personalities who have purified themselves through the practice of devotional service, their bodies are not gone, their bodies are buried. And that is called a samadhi. Samadhi is only for great personalities. Otherwise, it's just waste of time, that's it. For other people like us. And here we see that this great personality, Hriday Chaitanya's glories were everywhere around, his purity, his greatness. Dukhi heard about it and Dukhi said, "My Guru is Hriday Chaitanya, I will go there." Even today, a very fascinating thing about this temple is every few minutes they close the altar and then open. When I went there, I was shocked to see what's happening. And then I got to know about this pastime. The pujaris are fearful that again the deities will jump out. If they see some great soul, they will jump out. Therefore, they keep closing and opening. So that the devotee is not able to see the Lord very nicely, and the Lord is not able to see the devotee nicely. That is the bhav of our pujaris there. So Dukhi, he started talking to his father. He said that I want to go to meet my Guru, Hriday Chaitanya. His father started saying, "So far, you're just a teenager." So Dukhi, he was marvelous personality. He convinced his father. He said, see, every year, so many Bengali devotees, they go from this place to that place. I'll go with them. And I'll go with them. You be rest assured that they'll take care of me. They're all nice devotees, they'll take care of me. And the father finally had to agree to what Dukhi was speaking. Father said, okay, chalo, ja. And Dukhi, jumping and dancing in the association of all the Vaishnavas, he came to a place near Ambika Kalna. And there, a great personality was staying. His name was Abhiram Thakur. Now, Abhiram Thakur is another very wonderful personality, where just by his beatings, people would become devotees. Just by his beatings. Let's not get into Abhiram Thakur's glories, we'll deviate on it. So, just by the association of Abhiram Thakur, he was so ecstatic in his devotional service. It is described that when we come in touch with great souls, now when I say when we come in touch with great souls, it means that we need not go and touch them actually. It means we sit and hear from their lotus lips the glories of the Supreme Personality of God. Just by hearing from them, we'll be able to advance very nicely. And it's observed also, when great personalities speak Krishna Katha, naturally we are transferred to a different realm altogether, at least for those few moments when we are awake in the Katha. Yes. We feel good, we feel happy, we feel inspired to practice devotional service. And here, he got the association. And with that ecstatic mood, finally Dukhi, he reached Ambika Kalna. And there he is asking, can you please tell me where is Gauridas Pandit's temple? Can you please tell me? And very happily, the Kalna devotees, they started directing him, go to that place, go to that place. But he wanted to meet Hriday Chaitanya. Why is he going to Gauridas Pandit's temple? Because Hriday Chaitanya's house was close to the temple. Therefore, he wanted to go to the temple. That was a landmark. And it is described that immediately as soon as he reached that place, he met Hriday Chaitanya. When he met Hriday Chaitanya, he begged him for service, and Hriday Chaitanya engaged him in the service of Gaurmita in the temple. Great soul, great opportunity to serve. And Hriday Chaitanya, without hiding anything, whatever he learned from Gauridas Pandit, he gave, or I should say, he did the knowledge transfer to this personality, whose name is Dukhi. Whatever he knew, whatever he learned, he gave all that to Dukhi. See, this is the mood of a genuine spiritual master. Genuine spiritual master will not hide anything from anyone. As soon as someone comes and takes shelter of the genuine spiritual master, immediately being pleased with that disciple, the knowledge is revealed. Whatever he knows, he will reveal that to the disciple. Very, very important point to note. Many times, people say this that my spiritual master is very far. How will I get his association? How will I learn various different things from him? Spiritual master is far, but the Paramatma in his heart, our heart, is the same Paramatma. He can communicate. Paramatma can communicate. When we genuinely serve the instructions of the spiritual master, even if the spiritual master is not seeing it physically, Paramatma will communicate, and that's how the spiritual master becomes pleased. Mercy flows. One point to remember, which I've been repeating in quite a few classes now, that there's only one mercy, and that is Krishna's mercy. There's no separate mercy called Guru's mercy. There's no separate mercy called Vaishnava mercy. It's only one mercy called Krishna's mercy. And that mercy flows down through the Guru and to the Vaishnavas. This has to be very clear. So even if the spiritual master is not observing us personally, one thing is very clear, that if we serve his instructions, if we follow his instructions, Krishna will be very pleased and Krishna will shower us. Because Krishna is very pleased to see, oh, this devotee, the sadhaka is giving so much of respect to my devotee, my pure devotee, therefore show mercy. And that's how devotees advance in Krishna consciousness. If we see in Prabhupada's pastimes, Prabhupada's disciples, there are some disciples who met Prabhupada only once. There are some disciples who met only once. And now there are glorious disciples in ISKCON, glorious gurus in ISKCON who are doing such wonderful service of connecting so many living entities, so many jivatmas to the parampara, the glorious parampara of Gaudiya Vaishnava. One time. Therefore, the important thing is Krishna is observing. If you can just serve the instruction of the Guru nicely, Krishna will be pleased. And the genuine spiritual master is the one who reveals the knowledge to the disciple without hiding anything. And here we see that Hridaya Chaitanya, he gave whatever he learned, he gave it to Dukhi. And he gave him Diksha. And when he gave Diksha, so at that time, he gave him a very beautiful name, Krishna Das. But then since his name was Dukhi before, and new name was Krishna Das, people started calling him Dukhi Krishna Das. And he became very dear to people in Ambika Kalan because he was so glorious in his qualities. Naturally attracted the hearts of all the devotees there. All the devotees were very pleased with Hridaya Chaitanya's disciple, Dukhi Krishna Das. So in this way, we see that finally Dukhi attained the shelter of his spiritual master, Hridaya Chaitanya. He continued serving Hridaya Chaitanya's instructions. And one day he revealed his heart that if you are pleased, please give me permission to do Dham Yatra, to go to different holy places, take darshan of different pastime places of the Lord. See, one point to remember for all of us as sadhakas, we have to visit various different holy places where the Lord has performed his pastimes. That is one of the angas of bhakti, that's not picnic, that's not a camp. That is one of the angas of bhakti, to go there and to render some devotional service. Specifically for all the devotees who are serving as preachers. We go to Dham with the devotees to recharge our spiritual batteries. Because in the cities we keep giving. Some place we should get. So we go to Dham in the association of devotees. And in Dham, even if you don't go to any other place, no problem. Sit at one place and hear Krishna Katha. That will recharge the spiritual batteries of the devotee. And here, Dukhi Krishna Das, he wanted to go around. He took permission from Hridaya Chaitanya. And Guru is always happy. When the disciple wants to execute the angas of bhakti, why would Guru say no? Guru said, okay, go. And Dukhi Krishna Das, he went to different places in South India. Then he went to different places in North India. There's a huge description, by the way. I'm not getting into it. And finally, he came to Navadvip Dham. He took darshan of various different pastime places. And it is described that he also went to Odisha. He visited different places there. And after 1 year, he comes back to his Guru. He spends time with his Guru Hridaya Chaitanya. And after some time, looking at the sincerity of Dukhi Krishna Das, the Guru was so pleased. Guru instructed him that now, I instruct you that you go to Vrindavan. You go to Vrindavan and study under Jiva Goswami. This was a very, very great instruction. And at that time, Dukhi Krishna Das, taking that instruction as life and soul, he starts walking toward Vrindavan. And very beautifully, the description comes that Hridaya Chaitanya gave a note to show it to Jiva Goswami, a recommendation letter. Because Jiva Goswami was that scholarly devotee. But so many people would come to learn from him. So Hridaya Chaitanya, he gave a note. And everyone, all the Vaishnavas in the Parampara, the Gaudiya Parampara, they knew who is Gauridas Pandit, who is Hridaya Chaitanya. Everyone knew. So taking that note, our Dukhi Krishna Das, he started walking towards Vrindavan. When he came close to Vrindavan, he met a Brahmana. His name was Sri Das. And this Brahmana, Sri Das, first thing that he did is he took Dukhi Krishna Das to Radhakund. And there was one personality, two personalities actually, residing in Radhakund at that time. Many guesses. Raghunath Das Goswami, correct? And someone who wrote a scripture there. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So Raghunath Das Goswami and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So as soon as Dukhi Krishnadas was got in front of these two personalities, and when they heard Raghunath Das Goswami and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and they heard he is the disciple of Hriday Chaitanya and who is the disciple of Goridas Pandit, they went ecstatic. They showered a lot of mercy on Dukhi Krishnadas and they spoke a lot of wonderful things to him, very kind words. They gave him profuse blessings. See, if we get blessings from the Vaishnavas, we're connected to another Vaishnava. We are connected to that Vaishnava. Hare Krishna. Take my blessings. They were blessed. I mean, they blessed Dukhi Krishnadas and they assigned some devotees. Take him to Jiva Goswami. Escort him to Jiva Goswami. So some devotees they accompanied Dukhi Krishnadas and took him to Jiva Goswami. Now Jiva Goswami, looking at this personality, first time they are meeting, he is ecstatic, Dukhi Krishnadas is ecstatic, but Jiva Goswami is also very, very ecstatic. Just looking at Dukhi Krishnadas, Jiva Goswami started crying tears. See, these great personalities, they can recognize each other. We cannot recognize anyone. That is our level. But these great personalities, just by looking at the other personality, they can recognize. And Jiva Goswami was extremely happy to see the note which Dukhi Krishnadas showed. And then he admitted in the school. In the school, already there were two devotees learning from him. And their names were Srivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur. And finally, Dukhi Krishnadas, he joined the team. And the famous Gaudiya Vaishnava trio was manifested there. Dukhi Krishnadas, then Srinivas Acharya, and Narottam Das Thakur. And all three of them, it is described, they all mastered Sanskrit under Jiva Goswami. They all studied all the books starting from Vedas till Rupa Goswami's esoteric books like Ujjvala Nilamani and others. They also studied Jiva Goswami's literatures, the famous Sandarbhas, and also Gopal Champu, another book. They studied these Shastras. Sometimes people ask me this question, why do people focus so much on Shastric study? Bhakti should be in the heart. What is the need of all this study? One point to note, if you want to advance in Bhakti, there are four important concepts, or I should say, four important elements, four important principles. Principles is the right word. That should be clear. First and foremost is Pramana Shraddha should be clear. Pramana means the Vedic scriptures, and Shraddha on the Vedic scriptures should be proper. That's called Pramana Shraddha. That person who does not have Shraddha on Vedic scriptures and he says that I'm a great devotee of Krishna, he's just bogus. Without having Shraddha on Shastra, you cannot be a devotee of Krishna, not possible. Pramana Shraddha. So now, when you are studying Shastra with faith, the next thing that should manifest is Pragya. Sambandha Pragya. Pragya means understanding. Sambandha is basically relationship and the identity of oneself and the Lord. So when we are studying Shastra, the thing that will get clarified with time, it's not going to happen at one go. It's going to happen with time. Wherever Sambandha will get clarified. Who am I? Who is Lord? And what is my relationship with Him? Sambandha Pragya. And with time, as the person goes on studying Shastra, hearing from Vaishnavas, directly from Shastra, you know what happens? This Priya or Prayojan will go on increasing. What is Prayojan? The goal of life. What is the goal of life for Gaudiya Vaishnavas? To attain Krishna Prem. To attain eternal service of Krishna. That goal becomes clear. And more than the goal becoming clear, the person gets intense desire to attain the goal. That's called as Kriva, intense desire to attain Prayojan. And then with that mode, studying from Shastra, the devotee starts executing the different angas of Bhakti. And that is called as Abhideya Kriya. Abhideya is different activities of Bhakti, and Kriya is the activity itself. So now, these are the four things that has to be clear if you want to advance in devotional service. Someone might say, Prabhuji, Abhidaya Kriya is I'm doing. I'm chanting 16 rounds and doing various other services. But then my Shraddha in Pramanas is not that great. Will I advance in Bhakti? Not possible. Okay, I have Shraddha in Shastra, but Prabhuji, I don't get time to study Shastra. So my understanding is not that great, but I have full faith in Shastra. Will I advance in Bhakti? Sambandha Pragya has to be clear. We cannot have some incomplete understanding, we cannot have some weird understanding about who is Lord, who am I, what is my relationship with the Lord. And even if we have faith on the Shastra, we have good understanding from Shastra by the mercy of Vaishnavas, and we are doing devotional service. I mean, we are executing the angas of Bhakti, the Kriya, but I don't have desire to attain Krishna. Will I attain Krishna? I don't have desire, why will I attain Krishna? So this Prayojan Spriha is also very important. Therefore, all four are important to advance in devotional service. This comes in Dashamula Tattva by given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So first one is Pramana Shraddha. Second, Sambandha Pragya. Third, Prayojan Spriha. And fourth, Abhidaya Kriya. So these are the four things which has to be clear. And therefore, those devotees or those sadhakas who say that we don't get time to read Prabhupada's books, no problem. So many lifetimes are spent in this world. Another few lifetimes, what is the problem? Without reading Prabhupada's books, I mean scrutinizingly studying Shastra, there is no question of going back from Prabhupada. And giving the reason that I don't have time, the Lord will also say, Lord, I don't have time for you. Next lifetime, we'll meet next lifetime. Therefore, studying Shastra or getting proper understanding from Shastra is not optional, it is mandatory. With understanding of Shastra, other things will manifest with time. Therefore, we see that when it comes to spiritual masters, how much emphasis they give in ISKCON, the spiritual masters, they emphasize on this study Prabhupada's books, study Prabhupada's books. They emphasize on the point, do different courses, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, do these courses. How much they emphasize, you see. Why? Because they want their disciples to be clear with these four things. Otherwise, how will they advance in devotional service? Yes. How will the disciples advance in devotional service? Therefore, all these three students, under the guidance of Jiva Goswami, they did thorough study of Shastra. Thorough study. And Jiva Goswami, see, Jiva Goswami is acting as Shiksha Guru, and Hridaya Chaitanya is the Diksha Guru of Dukhi Krishnadas. So Jiva Goswami would send reports, sadhana report of Dukhi Krishna Prabhu to his Guru Hridaya Chaitanya. Are you all clear with the names, or are you all thinking who is who? Which personality are we talking about? Dukhi Krishna Das. When I speak of Dukhi Krishnas, you are looking Dukhi. Remember the name, then you will be Sukhi. Who is Dukhi Krishna Das, Diksha Guru? Hridaya Chaitanya. In whose heart Lord Chaitanya jumped with the Kirtan. Who is the Guru of Hridaya Chaitanya? Gauridas Pandit. Now Gauridas Pandit will come in the scene very soon. Gauridas Pandit. So Hridaya Chaitanya instructed Dukhi Krishna Das that you go and study under whom? And under Jiva Goswami, already two people were there, and their names are Srinivas Acharya and Ramdas Thakur. Just remember these names. That's it. We don't have many names. Few names will come. So, here Jiva Goswami is sending reports to Hridaya Chaitanya, and he is telling what all Dukhi Krishna Das is doing. And before our Krishna Prabhu, he went to meet Jiva Goswami. At that time, the spiritual master had told him, Jiva Goswami is my extended self. Don't make any difference between me and Jiva Goswami. That was told to Dukhi Krishna Prabhu or Krishna Prabhu. So in this way, we see that even in Shastra it is there very clearly given in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. There's no difference between Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, provided Shiksha Guru is on the platform. Both of them are exalted. We're talking about the exalted souls. Yes. So now here, Hridaya Chaitanya, he wanted Jiva Goswami to reveal all the secrets of bhakti, the highest confidential truths to Dukhi Krishnadas. And Jiva Goswami, taking that as an instruction from Hridaya Chaitanya, he started instructing the disciple Dukhi Krishnadas various different aspects. He instructed him on the platform of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. We are doing Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti or Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti? Vaidhi. Some are confused. Some are confused. Probably kuch bhakti nahi kar rahe. See, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti means I don't have any greed to attain Krishna. I don't have any greed to please Krishna. Maybe little I might have. I'm doing bhakti because my spiritual master has told me which Shastras say, and I don't want to be in this material world. I want to attain Goloka Vrindavan. I want to attain the Vaikuntha planets. Therefore, I'm doing bhakti. But I don't have any taste for bhakti. That is called as Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, where I chant the holy names and then I make a note. Okay, today I chanted 16, and I send the report to my superior. I chanted 16. Till next day, I'll not see the feedback again. That shows that we don't have taste for chanting. And that shows that we're normal Vaidhi sadhakas. But you know, Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, externally they'll do the same thing. They'll also chant the holy names, they hear Krishna Katha, read Shastra, worship deities. Same thing they will do. But they do that with taste, with lot of greed to serve Krishna. There is no need for them that someone should keep a watch on them all the time. They get up early in the morning just to take darshan of the Lord because they have greed to take darshan of the Lord. They chant the holy names because they have greed to chant the holy names. This is called as laulyam. Rupa Goswami says this is called as laulyam. So, by the mercy of Hridaya Chaitanya and the mercy of Jiva Goswami, our Dukhi Krishna Prabhu, he had already got that laulyam in his heart. So internally, he had that greed that he wants to serve Shri Radha and Krishna. When? Some particular times of the day, every moment. So what is the mood of a person on the Raganuga Sadhana platform? He has that greed that I want to serve Shri Radha and Krishna every moment. He is very clear, not even a bit of sense gratification. He feels sense gratification as poison. All the time he just keeps thinking about serving Shri Radha and Krishna. That is greed. Greed for what? Greed for serving Shri Radha and Krishna. So he had that greed. So externally he was doing all the different activities. And specifically one seva was given to Dukhi Krishna Prabhu to clean the kunja. There was a specific kunja. Kunja means a grove, where there are a lot of wonderful trees. And when someone enters there, outside people cannot see who is there inside. Very thick, almost like a canopy you can see. So the cleaning of kunja was a service that was given by Jiva Goswami to Dukhi Krishna Prabhu. So externally he was doing the seva. And internally, all the time, he had this greed to serve Shri Radha and Krishna. And internally, he was always serving Shri Radha and Krishna. So you see, a person is cleaning. And if the mood is that he's serving Shri Radha and Krishna, he wants to please them, that act becomes a very powerful act of devotional service. You see how the kriya, the activity, and the bhava, the mood, both of them actually matter. But at the Vaidhi Sadhaka stage, important is first kriya. First you do the activity. Forcefully you do. And then with time, the mood will manifest that I want to do it for the pleasure of Shri Radha and Krishna. Then the life is blissful for the devotee. We keep advancing in Krishna consciousness. So in this way, Jiva Goswami taught him different things on the Raganuga Sadhana platform, and he was doing very nicely. He was doing. Therefore, unnecessarily we shouldn't think. There are some people who think that I want to do Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. I will do. So Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti does not mean that we read intimate pastimes of Shri Radha and Krishna from esoteric books given by Rupa Goswami and others. That is not Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Raganuga Sadhana is you should have greed for that first. You should have raga. See, the word itself is very clear. You should have raga. You should have attachment to Krishna. You should have greed for Krishna. Tell me, how will I understand that I have greed for serving Shri Radha and Krishna for their pleasure? How will I understand? Because there might be some people who might be confused. Maybe I think I'm on this platform. How will I understand that I'm not on this platform? What is that? Yeah, after 16 rounds, you know what. But there are some who might be chanting half a round extra, or maybe 1 round extra. They might think, oh, see, I'm chanting more rounds. This is the point. Not even a tinge of desire for sense gratification. Not even slightest of the attachment, material attachment to anyone in this mortal world. They have strong attachment to Krishna. They're ready to do anything for Krishna. These are those mad people. Therefore, Raghavana platform is mad. It's a platform for mad people. Because they're mad behind Krishna. So therefore, just one question we should ask that while having feast prasad, maza aata hai ki nahi? As soon as from within the answer comes yes, immediately you should understand I am a Vaidhi sadhaka. Because the devotee on Raghavana platform, when he is honoring prasad, he will not be enjoying prasad. He will be in the mood of serving the lordships even while having or while honoring the prasad. So they honor prasad and we eat prasad. There's a difference between the two. Because we enjoy. I think at this one point is enough. I don't think I have to give more parameters. So this way he started doing this sadhana bhakti under the guidance of Jiva Goswami. And here comes a very, very fascinating pastime on the transcendental platform. See, this personality, Ruti Krishna Das, he was already on a very high platform of devotional service. As all of us know, we have different stages from Shraddha till Prema. So anyone who crosses the stage of Anartha Nivritti, there are other higher stages called Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava and Prema. All these are very amazing platforms to practice devotional service. Because there you do it with great taste. Great taste. And here this personality was there on these platforms of devotional service, the stages of devotional service. And specifically, he was able to perceive spiritual realm also. It is described that even today, in different places like Vrindavan, Navadvip, Jagannath Puri and other places, our Lord is still performing this pastime that is called as Nitya Leela. But then, we cannot witness that Nitya Leela without having the proper eyes to witness. And therefore it is described in Brahma Samhita. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundara Machintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. When the eyes are anointed with love for Krishna, naturally, various different things will be revealed. You know what? Both you and me, we are blind. We are blind to the spiritual realm. Very unfortunate, no? We go to Vrindavan and then we say, Acha darshan, kya darshan? What darshan we took? Oh, I went to Nidhivan, I went to Seva Kunj. What did you see? And there are some people, they go hiding to these places. And these are the places like these different kunjas. These are Rasastali where Radha and Krishna perform. Rasastali even today every night. And those places are locked after a certain time in the evening. So there are some smart people who want to enter and forcefully witness these leelas. Nothing will be able to witness that. Nothing. Because our eyes don't have power to witness. We are blind. We are blind to all this. So you see, what is waiting for us and where are we? There's something which is not unlocked for us till now. These days of bhakti are not unlocked for us. And we are still struggling at the lower platform. We sometimes think also that we are great devotees. Very unfortunate. And all glories to other devotees around who make us feel that we are great devotees. Oh, Mataji, you are so great. You did this service, that. Hari Baba, but that stage is not unlocked yet. What is the use of the greatness that you are speaking about? Therefore, when someone glorifies us, always remember, तक वो अनलॉक नहीं हुआ है. And we are blind still. But he was not blind. He was not blind. So one particular day, Shri Radha and Krishna, they performed a wonderful Rasa Leela in that Kunja, where our Dukhi Krishna Das was doing sea sweeping service. And it is described, the dance was so ecstatic in the Rasa Leela that Srimati Radharani, while dancing, she lost her anklet, one of the anklet. जो पैरों में पहनते हैं ना पायल, one of it was lost. Now the question comes, was it lost or purposely left? अभी Radharani is not like us. पता नहीं कहाँ छोड़ दिया मैंने, कहाँ छोड़ दिया. It's very clear to deliver Dukhi Krishna Das, Srimati Radharani while dancing, she left. And then the dance is over, they left. And next day morning, our Dukhi Krishna Prabhu, he comes. Let's call him as Krishna Prabhu now, the level has changed. So Krishna Prabhu came there and then he started cleaning. See these objects. Now Srimati Radharani is wearing some anklet. It is not something that is made up of gold or something of this mortal world. That is transcendental. Now if that is lying somewhere, I will be able to see only if I have those eyes to see. And our Krishna Prabhu had the eyes to see. He saw. He saw that there is something lying there and the entire Kunj is getting effulgent by the presence of that anklet, by that object. He went close by and he saw, oh, there's an anklet. He touched it and he picked it up. And he just touched and picked it up, holding it in the hand. He went ecstatic. He started crying tears. His hair was standing on end. And he was not understanding what is happening with him. He took the anklet and he kept close to his heart. And as soon as he did that, he fainted. Now this is the thing that took place with our Krishna Prabhu. He fainted. And after a long time, he came back to consciousness. Now it is described, when he came back to consciousness, his mood was very intense. He was running around in the entire place. Where is Srimati Radharani? Where is Krishna? Our six Goswamis also saying this. He Radhe Vraja Devi ke chalalite, He Nanda Suno Kuta, Shri Govardhana Kalpa Pada Patare, Kalindi Bane Kuta, Goshanta Viti Sarvato Vrajapure, Kedair Mahavevalo, Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugam, Shri Jiva Gopalako. Our six Goswamis, the great personalities of this glorious parampara, Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, they would run around in an entire Braj. Hey Radhe, oh Radharani, where are you? Oh Lalita Devi, where are you? Oh Lalita Sakhi, where are you? Hey Nanda Sona, oh Krishna, where are you? Like this, they would run around, they would go to different forests. There are 12 forests in Vrindavan. Every forest they would run around. They will go running and find, keep calling out, where is Krishna, where is Srimati Radharani? Sometimes they will go to the banks of Jamuna and they will cry out. Sometimes they will go to different other pastime places and they will cry that where are you, Krishna, where are you, Srimati Radharani, where are you, Lalita Sakhi? Prabhupada says, this is the mood of Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. In Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, we don't say we have seen Krishna. Whereas, we spend our entire life searching for Krishna in the mode of separation, rendering devotional service for His worship. Prabhupada says this. This is the mode of Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. Those are the foolish sadhakas who say, yesterday in the night I saw Krishna in my dream. I saw Krishna sitting beside me today. All nonsense. All nonsense. So anytime you see Krishna is sitting beside you, you say, no, I'm Gaudiya Vaishnava, I cannot look at you. I'm supposed to search for you. So these great souls show us. Therefore, when we read about Acharyas, we understand what should be the mode of a sadhaka. And here, our Krishna Prabhu, running. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Srimati Radharani? And finally, after some time, he calmed down. He took that anklet and he tied it around his neck. Not to decorate himself or look good. That was so precious. He tied it around his neck. He took his broom and started cleaning his punya because he cannot stop his service because of his disease. He continued cleaning the punya. So now what happened is, Srimati Radharani, all the Sakhis, they reached their respective places in their Nitya Leela. Radharani was looking at her feet. अरे एक ही है मेरे पैर में, एक ही पायल, दूसरा पायल कहाँ गया? Where is the second anklet? Hey Lalite, please go and search where it is. Maybe Radharani might have told, मुझे पता है कहाँ, वहाँ जाओ, दुखी कृष्ण से मिलो जाके. Radharani is asking, go and search. Where is it? And here, Srimati Lalita Sundari, Lalita Sakhi, she came there to that place, that kunja. But she was disguised as a very old lady. And she came to our Krishna Prabhu. He was busy cleaning. And she came there and she asked, oh, my dear son, did you see any anklet around here? Actually, it belongs to my daughter-in-law. She's very careless. She was walking around here to get water from the banks of Jamuna, and on the way she has left her anklet somewhere. Did you find it? So at that time, Krishna Prabhu he said, all that is okay, but who are you? What is your name? Which community you are coming from? Lalita Sakhi has to answer something. And she has to speak the truth. So she said, I'm Radha Dasi. My name is Radha Dasi. And I come from nearby village of Kanauj Brahmana community. I'm coming from there. Then Dukhi Krishna Prabhu, he started telling the truth. I found the anklet. For your information, Dukhi Krishna Prabhu or Krishna Prabhu started thinking, when he was cleaning the place with the anklet around his neck, he was thinking that if I keep wearing this, and someone sees it, it will be stolen. Better I bury it somewhere. So he took a spade and then he went to a very secret place. He dug, and using that, he buried that anklet. And in the course of doing that, the spade that he was using, it came in touch with the anklet and that became golden. That also hid somewhere in a cat. And then he was doing this cleaning, and that time this old lady came, the Radha Dasi, she came. So he said, see, I have found the anklet, but this anklet cannot be your daughter-in-law's anklet. I am sure this anklet belongs to my worshipable deity, Srimati Radharani. But since you are saying that this belongs to your daughter-in-law, chalo, let's go to your village, and I'll go and ask all the villagers there that does this anklet belong to your daughter-in-law? If they say yes, I'll give it to you, or else I'll not give it. No, Lalita Sakhi was in different mood. She was nervous. What should I say? So at this point, she revealed the reality. She said, you're correct. This belongs to Srimati Radharani. And she's very pleased with you. And I am also pleased with you because you have found the anklet. I'm ready to give you any boon today. You give me the anklet, I'll give you the boon. When I was reading this last time, I was just thinking, Lord arranges the service. He gives us strength to do the service. And then Lord says, बताओ क्या चाहिए? इतना अच्छा सर्विस. Service. क्या प्रचार कर रहे हैं आप लोग? इतने सारे भक्तों को जोड़ दिया. So many living entities are connected to the parampara. Without Lord's mercy, how can they get connected to the parampara? Without Lord's mercy, how can words come from the mouth of a preacher? But this is the merciful nature of the Lord. He arranges the situation in such a way that the devotee gets all the credit. And here she is saying, you have done such a great service of finding this anklet. I'm so pleased. She is so pleased. We want to give you a boon. Tell what you want. At this point, look at what Krishna Prabhu is saying. I don't want anything. If you want to give me any boon, you give me only one boon. That is, you please reveal your identity to me. Who are you? देना पड़ेगा, बोन तो देना पड़ेगा. Yes. So at that time, our Lalita Sakhi, she told, okay, come here to that corner, a secluded place. And she said, I am Lalita Sundari. I am Sakhi of Srimati Radharani and Lord Shri Krishna. And this is my service, to them. So all this, she was speaking. And she also said, I know your heart, Krishna Prabhu. I know your heart. You want to actually see my original form. But let me tell you, you will not be able to hold this form of mine on the spiritual platform. It will be very difficult for you. But our Krishna Prabhu was very intelligent. He said that if you bless me, then I'll get the capacity and I'll be able to take your darshan. And since he was so intense in his mood, she said, okay, I'll grant this benediction. She said, okay, close your eyes. And then she manifested a beautiful form from a old lady to a very beautiful young Sakhi of Srimati Radharani. And at that time, when our Krishna Prabhu opened his eyes, he saw the beautiful form of Lalita Sakhi. And the only thing that he could do was faint. He couldn't do anything, he just fainted. He just fainted there. Again, and not just fainted, it is described he fainted and foam was coming out from his mouth. Such ecstasy. And then when he got up, when he opened his eyes, Lalita Sakhi, she spoke a lot of wonderful, kind words. She pacified him. And at that time, our Krishna Prabhu he paid obeisances to Lalita Sakhi, Dandavat. And then, as a reciprocation, Lalita Sakhi, she placed her lotus feet on the head of Krishna Prabhu. Isn't that ecstatic pastime? And at this point, he started weeping continuously. And again, Lalita Sakhi, she is asking, Krishna Prabhu, batao kya chahiye? I'll give you whatever you want. Please ask. And this is the thing that he said. My only desire is to serve Sri Sri Radha and Krishna for their pleasure. Bas. See, this is what we have to learn from the Acharyas. When I started the class, I told this. That when we read about the Acharyas, we understand that how am I supposed to do sadhana bhakti firstly? And while doing sadhana, what should be my spriha? What should be my desire? And he's very clear. In front, there is personal associate of Radha and Krishna standing. And she is asking, what do you want? And he is saying, I don't want anything. I just want eternal service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. I want to serve them for their pleasure. So therefore, the goal of life is just to serve Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna for whose pleasure? Not for our pleasure, for their pleasure. ऐसे नहीं कि मजा आएगा ये सेवा करके किसको who they should get pleasure, not we. Obviously, when they are pleased, we will also be happy, no doubt about it. Lalita Sakhi, she smiled, looking at the single, determined mood of Krishna Prabhu. And she said, surely you will attain eternal service of Radha and Krishna, but now you are not ready. When I was reading this, I was thinking, already he is on that platform, and Lalita Sakhi is saying, now you are not ready. So Lalita Sakhi instructed him, you prepare yourself by following the instruction of Jiva Goswami. Serve him and do all your services. And with time you will be prepared. And with time you will attain a perfected form. And then you will be able to attain the eternal service of Sri Radha and Krishna. You will be able to assist them in their pastimes. So if we want to get prepared for the higher realm of Krishna consciousness, the thing that we have to do is very simple. Just follow the instruction of Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, and continuously serve the mission. That's it. Zyada kuch nahi karna aapne. This is what we're supposed to do. Continue serving, continue doing seva, continue doing sadhana. Bas. This is what we're expected to do. And here it's very clear. Swayam Lalita Devi is saying this. She is saying that yes, you will be able to enter. Therefore, sincere and serious devotional service under the guidance of an expert spiritual master is something that we should be aiming at and will be able to continue nicely. The day will come when we'll be purified internally, ready externally to enter the eternal service of the Lordships. So finally, Lalita Sakhi came there to get the anklet. Till now, it's not given to her. So she asked, anklet? So Krishna Prabhu said, Chalo, I'll take you. From one corner, he took her to another corner, and then he removed the golden spade. With that, he took out the anklet. He took the anklet, and for the last time, he's touching it to the end because he knows abhi chala jayega. And he gave it to Lalita Sakhi. Now, what she did was very wonderful. She took that anklet, she moved in a mystical way on the forehead of Krishna Prabhu, and she offered a blessing. May the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, may the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani manifest on your forehead. And she moved the anklet, and the two lines manifested on the forehead of our Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu. And the tip of the anklet touched in between, and there was a dot that was there. So there was a two line like this, and there was a dot in between. And that was a new tilak that was there on the forehead of Krishna Prabhu. And on that day, this great personality, Lalita Sakhi, she gave him the name that you have given pleasure to Shyama, that is Srimati Radharani. You have given Ananda to Shyama, and therefore from today your name is Shyama Nanda. Wow. Isn't that a wonderful news? But it was not very wonderful for Shyamananda Prabhu because his tilak has got changed and the name that was given by Diksha Guru is changed. Let's hear what happened next. Are you all attentive? Now hear what happened. So he gave the anklet and all this happened and he paid obeisance to Lalita Sakhi and as soon as he got her, she was not there. Again, he went mad, crying out in the entire Kunj, calling out for her. He couldn't find her. He ran to Jiva Goswami. So when she gave this name, Shyamananda, and the new tilak, she had told Shyamananda Prabhu that don't reveal this incident to anyone. Keep it secret. Only person you can reveal it to is Jiva Goswami and tell him also to keep it secret. The only thing that you all have to tell other Vaishnavas is this tilak and this name I have got by the mercy of my Guru. That's it. No other details allowed. Very difficult. Just imagine such an incident takes place with you. You surely call at least 100 people and say, my name has changed. Or at least post messages everywhere, in social media everywhere. I received the mercy of so and so. This is my new name, this is my new tilak. Maybe a close-up of the tilak also. But then these are great personalities. They don't want all this. Immediately, when Shyamananda Prabhu went to Jiva Goswami, he paid obeisances. Jiva Goswami observed some things. First thing that he observed is the complexion of this personality has changed to golden. He's effulgent. Second thing that he saw is there is something wrapped in the cloth that he's holding. You know what was that? The golden spade. Third thing that he saw is continuously this person is crying tears. Tears of love. Then he saw the fourth thing. All the ecstatic symptoms are seen on the body. Hair are standing on him, he's trembling, his voice is choked. And finally he observed the last thing, and that was strange tilak. Hey, this is not Gaudiya tilak. This Gaudiya tilak has this Urdhva Pundra and also we have this Tulasi below. Tulasi was not there. This Urdhva Pundra is there with a dot in between. Strange tilak. Seeing all this, Jiva Goswami, see after all he is also mixed away. So Jiva Goswami asked Shyamananda Prabhu, what happened? Surely you have received the mercy of Sri Radha and Krishna. Tell me what happened in detail. And Shyamananda Prabhu revealed everything. I went for the service, I found the anklet and this, and finally I got new tilak. You know what? I got a new name. And my new name is Shyamananda. And he also told something very important to Jiva Goswami. What was that? Don't reveal this to anyone. If you want to reveal, what can you tell? This is only by the mercy of Only by the mercy of Guru. So now Jiva Swami knows this. Shyamananda Prabhu, he knows it. Now Jiva Swami has to call him by the new name now, Shyamananda Prabhu. And he has to continue putting tilak. And naturally, when great souls are moving around, others will observe them, no? So it is described, everyone got to know his new name, Shyamananda Prabhu. Everyone saw the tilak which he was wearing every day. So the tilak got a name called Shyamanandi Tilak or Kripa Bindu Tilak, because there is a Bindu. Kripa Bindu Tilak. Now, there were multiple emotions of people in Vrindavan. What was that? People started, what's happening? The speaker is ecstatic. So people started talking about this. They started saying, this new name, this new tilak, and the effulgence coming from the body of Shyamananda Prabhu is by the mercy of Jiva Goswami. And then there were some other people who started condemning Jiva Goswami. How did he change the name? Who authorized him to change the tilak? Shiksha Guru cannot do this. This has never happened in the parampara of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Why is he bringing this new thing? See, there are strict Vaishnavas who don't like deviations here and there, and we need such Vaishnavas. And such Vaishnavas started condemning Jiva Goswami. Now this was still okay. What about his Diksha Guru? So some Vaishnavas from Vrindavan, they were traveling, some sannyasis. They reached Ambika Kalna. They met Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu. And they told Hriday Chaitanya, your disciple is no more your disciple. Your disciple's name is changed. He is not Krishnadas, he is Shyamananda. His tilak has changed. He is no more putting Gaudiya Vaishnava tilak. Hriday Chaitanya, he went mad. He became very angry. I had sent him to take shelter of Jiva Goswami to learn Shastra. And Jiva Goswami is taken away my disciple. And who authorized Jiva Goswami to do all this? In our entire parampara, this is not allowed. This is not allowed. We have to take some strict action on this. So he called 5 best disciples. Hriday Chaitanya called 5 best disciples. And he said, immediately go to Vrindavan. And go to Krishnadas and ask him, why did he reject his guru? Why did he reject his guru? Go and ask his Shiksha Guru, why did he change the name of my disciple? And also ask Jiva Goswami, why is he trying to mask the relationship between me and my disciple? And then he also said something very important. If all this is true, pull that Krishnadas here and I will give him punishment. But if Jiva Goswami, he comes in between, and if he starts saying something against what you are saying, don't take any action there. He has gone against some principles, but still he is a great Vaishnava. Respect him. But get something in writing from him. What is his response? And based on his response, I will decide what to do. And if his response is, this is what he has done, then I, along with the great devotees of Ambika Kalna and Bengal, we'll all go to Vrindavan and see what will happen there. We'll get our disciple back. See the mood here, when I was reading this thing, why Hriday Chaitanya has to speak all this? Actually, it is important because when there is some principle set in the parampara, you cannot change that. And if it is getting changed, strict actions have to be taken. Therefore, Hriday Chaitanya is very furious. He is not like some ordinary leader here and there. You took away my follower. He's not like that. He is someone on a different platform altogether. And he is the one who wants to protect the principles of devotional service in the parampara. So immediately, all these 5 disciples, they went to Vrindavan. They immediately went to Jiva Goswami as soon as they reached Vrindavan. And they told that Hriday Chaitanya sent a letter for you. And that letter, this was second letter, no? You all remember the first letter? Recommendation letter. Second letter now is chastisement letter. And who was he chastising? Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami read that. He started smiling. He said that here I have been accused in this letter. And let me tell you that I have not accepted him as my Diksha disciple. In fact, I am not eligible to become his disciple. Forget about accepting him as my disciple. And then he started saying, let's see the new name and the new tilak he has got only by the mercy of his guru. And who is his guru? Hriday Chaitanya. And then he said that if you all don't believe, we'll do something. He said, no, see what happened. They started explaining. Some sannyasis came from Vrindavan and they said that you have your new tilak, new name. Therefore, all this is happening. He said, okay, no problem. Let's go and ask all the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan what has happened. See, these five, they were already feeling very embarrassed. Jiva Goswami is speaking like that. Because he is feeling sorry. Jiva Goswami is feeling sorry. And Jiva Goswami is saying, okay, let's go and try to understand if it's bona fide or not. They started feeling embarrassment that such a great Vaishnava. Why he has to speak all this now? He said, no, we believe in your words. And Jiva Goswami, he wrote with his own handwriting a letter to Hriday Chaitanya, whatever he spoke. And Jiva Goswami said, you go to Shyamananda Prabhu, also called as Krishna Prabhu, and ask him what had happened. So they went there, and all of them they asked Shyamananda Prabhu what happened. And Shyamananda Prabhu also said the same thing. This tilak and this name is the mercy of Sri Radha and Krishna, which I have received only by the mercy of my Guru, Hriday Chaitanya. They were very happy. Because as it is, two people are telling the same thing. They understood it is bona fide. They took the letter and went back to Hriday Chaitanya. Hriday Chaitanya read that. Tell me what was the response. Did he accept? He read that and he became even more angry. He said, this Jiva Goswami, he is actually trying to hide the truth. He's twisting the truth. And this way, he decided, we'll all go to Vrindavan now. He called 12 Gopals from Bengal. He called 64 Mahants of Bengal. He called all the great devotees. It's almost like a huge mela that has started from, a huge procession that started from Bengal to Vrindavan. They all reached Vrindavan. Hriday Chaitanya and Jiva Goswami face to face. Tell me, how did they deal with each other? Huh? Hriday Chaitanya, they paid dandavat? Did they fight? No. They chastised each other? No. Jiva Goswami received him with all the possible Vaishnava etiquettes that's supposed to be executed while receiving a Vaishnava. And when Jiva Goswami started speaking kind words, immediately from the other side, Hriday Chaitanya and other devotees, they glorified Jiva Goswami. See, one point to note, all the devotees here, when we are in Vaishnava community, we will have misunderstandings. Here was a misunderstanding. We will surely have misunderstanding. But when we have misunderstanding and when we are going to meet the devotee with whom we have misunderstanding, it doesn't matter what bitter feelings I have for the devotee, I need to follow Vaishnava etiquette. Please remember this point. If you follow Vaishnava etiquette, community will remain a community. If we act like rogues and rowdies on the street, fighting with each other, slapping each other with words and with actions, community cannot grow, it will collapse. Therefore, Vaishnava etiquette should be followed, doesn't matter what misunderstanding you have with other Vaishnava. When you see the Vaishnava, you have to greet, you have to pay dandavat, you have to do it. It's needed. You like it or you don't like it. Look at this. By the way, they were not acting. They were genuine. When they were speaking kind words, they were genuine. Because these great souls, they know how to see a Vaishnava. They say, okay, in this Vaishnava only this unit is a problem, but other units are problem. Let me respect this Vaishnava for the other units. This unit, anyways, I'm going to fix now after speaking to you. This is the mode. Yes. So at this point, Shyamananda Prabhu came there and he paid dandavat to Hriday Chaitanya. Now starts the entire game. So when he paid Dandavat to his guru, Hriday Chaitanya sarcastically asked, whom are you paying Dandavat to? And Shyamananda Prabhu said, I'm paying Dandavat to my Gurudev, Hriday Chaitanya, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. And at that time, Hriday Chaitanya said, my relationship with my Diksha disciple is seen by their name and by their tilak. And both are changed for you. Now, our Shaman Prabhu has to speak. And he started saying that, oh my dear Gurudev, all this is manifested by the mercy of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, which has come through you. By your mercy, I have received this. Now, Hriday Chaitanya might be thinking, I didn't give him a new name. I didn't give him a new tilak. What is he speaking? Hriday Chaitanya said something very strong. He said, if I have given this, and if you are saying that this is authentic, then I will wipe the tilak and I'll write the name Shyamananda on your chest and I'll wipe that. If that gets wiped, it means it is bogus what you're speaking. Dreams cannot be given so much importance. Shyamananda Urf Krishna Prabhu. Yes. Dreams cannot be given so much of importance. And if that remains as it is, it does not get wiped off, then I'll consider this to be authentic. Tell me, do you accept this challenge? What do you say Shyamananda Prabhu said? Shyamananda Prabhu said that whatever you and the assembled Vaishnavas decide, I'm ready to do that. Who were the assembled Vaishnavas, those great souls who came from Bengal? So they started asking, see, if you have done any mistake, if you have committed any sin of rejecting a bona fide guru and accepting another personality, no problem, you accept now. And we will take care of that. We will tell you the remedies. Please tell. So at this point, Shyamananda Prabhu, he took some time. He said, I want some time. He looked at the glorious face of his Guru, Hriday Chaitanya. And see these personalities, anytime they can enter the spiritual realm. So looking at the face of Hriday Chaitanya, he entered into a trance of meditation. In the meditation, now it's very transcendental, I don't know how many of us can comprehend, but I'll just speak out whatever is there. In the meditation, he was taken to Srimati Radharani. And there, he's telling what's happening there. Me as Shyamananda, I'm having all these problems. Please sort out, oh Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani calls for Subal Sakha. Hey Subal, please do something. And Subal Sakha, for your information, in the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gauri Das Pandit. Yes. So Subal Sakha, he said, I am Gauri Das Pandit. This Hriday Chaitanya is my disciple. I'll take care, don't worry. Accept the challenge. And when they wipe your tilak and the name, you just remember me and everything will be taken care. And when you go back, you tell them, by the mercy of Gauridas Pandit, I accept this challenge. And before leaving that meditative trance, he paid obeisance to Srimati Radharani, Subal Sakha, Lalita Sakhi was there and all others. And then Radharani is asking him, so what do you want? What boon would you like to take? And he said, I just want to serve you and Lord Shri Krishna for your pleasure. And Srimati Radharani granted the blessing. And now when all this was going on, just imagine someone sitting like this looking at someone's face. So everyone, they were wondering, who is this great soul? Such a long time he's sitting in trance. And Jiva was able to make out something is happening here. He started loud kirtan. And it was ecstatic kirtan. And after some time, Shyamananda Prabhu came back to the consciousness, external consciousness. And he loudly shouted, he said, I accept this challenge. By the mercy of my Guru, Hriday Chaitanya, I have received the mercy of Gauridas Pandit, his Guru. And by the mercy of Gauridas Pandit and Lalita Sundari, I accept this challenge. Please go ahead and do whatever you say. So immediately those Mahants, they came, they put the tilak They wrote the name Shyamananda. And personally, Hriday Chaitanya came because Hriday Chaitanya was angry. He came and he started scrubbing his forehead and his chest. And actually, it was getting wiped off. And Shyamananda Prabhu immediately closed his eyes and he remembered Gauridas Pandit. And as soon as he remembered Gauridas Pandit, immediately the tilak reappeared and the name reappeared. And Hriday Chaitanya was astonished. And immediately, Hriday Chaitanya, he accepted his defeat with a great pride that he has got such an amazing disciple. And all the Vaishnavas are seeing this. And all the Vaishnavas started loudly shouting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And they all started glorifying Shyamananda Prabhu. In this way, we see that in front of everyone, divine justice was given to Shyamananda Prabhu. That his name and his tilak is bona fide. Tell me, what did Shyamananda Prabhu do to his spiritual master Hriday Chaitanya? बड़ा बोल रहा था तो ये समय. Who is Guru, me or you? He just fell at the feet of his Guru and he held the feet. Doesn't matter how many people glorify me, I am your eternal servant. This is the mood of a disciple. This is the mood of a disciple. Doesn't matter how glorious the disciple is, he remains the servant of his Guru. This is the mood of a disciple. So in this way, a great celebration began and there was a huge grand feast. Jiva Goswami took our Shyamananda Prabhu in one corner during the celebration and he said, always stay in the association of Hriday Chaitanya. By his mercy, this entire situation got created. And only because of this situation, you have got so much close to Shri Radha and Krishna. This is the mercy of Sri Guru. Remember, Shyamananda, continue serving. Continue serving your Guru. Therefore, here, one point to note. Whichever crisis we are in, if we can just remember the Lordships and continue rendering devotional service, it becomes an opportunity to get closer to Krishna. Very, very important point for sadhakas. Here, Shyamananda Prabhu was such a great crisis. But then, so wonderfully, it is seen that he made that crisis into an opportunity to get closer to Sri Radha and Krishna. Therefore, it's very important, whenever we are in crisis, the thing that we have to do is intense devotional service. So some learning lessons for all of us before I end. First and foremost, never imitate this pastime. That will just be a time pass. I got a dream, and in my dream, I saw Krishna. Krishna gave me the special service. All nonsense. The fact that I have sense gratificatory desires, I have desire for enjoyment, I have desire for sex, that itself means I am nowhere richer. I am still a fallen soul struggling to do my sadhana bhakti. And one another important point to note is at this level, where I'm contaminated, there's no question of getting darshan of Krishna. There's no question of getting darshan of Krishna. And there's no question of getting some special mercy in terms of some special service. Recently, I had gone to Mumbai. There, the place where I was staying, so the person was escorting me to my room. He was telling, for the last 15 years, I'm practicing bhakti. I said, whom are you connected to? Krishna. And he was saying, 400 verses of Bhagavad Gita are there here. And he started quoting some shlokas left, right, without any context. And then I asked him, how did you begin your devotional service? He said, one night I opened my eyes and there was Krishna standing in front of me. And that was the day when I started my devotional service. See, if you got darshan of Krishna and you have 400 shlokas here with pride, it will not match, Baba. Not match. Only because he was not my student, I didn't tell him anything. I said, Hare Krishna. Yes. So this point is very, very clear. Sense gratification, sense gratificatory desires, pride, hankering for enjoyment, sense pleasure cannot go with Sakshat Darshan of Krishna. Please understand this point. The only thing that we have to do is just follow the instructions of Guru and Vaishnavas, render service under their direction. Another very important point, whenever we have some realizations, we feel there's a realization, we have to verify with our superiors and they have to verify the same from scriptures. And always remember, there can be no realization that is not given in Shastra. ऐसे नहीं कि out of the box realization आ गया कहीं से. Whatever realizations we have, it will be in the boundaries of Vedic scriptures. Never it will cross. Therefore, one point, after hearing this entire pastime, obviously these are the learning lessons. Another very important point is, we all should anchor someday that stage unlocks for us also. ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करना है. Just follow the instructions of Prabhupada, render devotional service, stay under the guidance, and have this priha. How long will I remain stuck in this material world doing sense gratification? When will that day come when I will also be able to access the spiritual realm? That this intense desire of the devotee practices bhakti will surely advance, and we never know. Some devotee might be there who might be the next Shyamananda. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions you want to ask?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances for the beautiful